Who's gonna check this out? PlayStation dumps Sweet Baby Inc. and DEI Purge. Like I was saying, they're gonna get rid of all of that. Get rid of it. It's a sickening because it's obviously failed. People are not playing them games. This is the issue. This is the thing that they're not understanding. They're failing to understand. People, there's not a fan base for it. And even if there is a fan base, it's a super small percentage of the whole. Because people are, that's not their thing. They don't want, and also they don't want a lesson. They don't want to play a game and it's a fucking ideological, agenda-filled lesson filled with propaganda and shit. Fuck that. It's enough. But anyway, let's have a look at this.
PlayStation just yeeted Sweet Baby Inc. into orbit, and fellas, it's time to dance on the ashes. Sony's axed a pile of projects tied to these narrative hacks. After years of Sweet Baby turning AAA games into preachy PowerPoint slides, it seems like the big dogs have finally grown a spine, it seems. Are we done with heroes in video games whining about their feelings and acting like they were forced to attend unconscious bias training? Well, let's see if there's any truth to what's going on here. To put it simple, PlayStation's cleaning house. From that Park Place, Sweet Baby Inc. reportedly dropped by Sony as gaming...
It should have happened sooner. And like, what I don't understand is, what bamboozles me is companies that continue to employ Sweet Baby Inc. knowing the catastrophe that they've done to games. Knowing. And these are hacks, like you said in the beginning. Sweet Baby Inc. is just hacks, narrative hacks. They're just there to fucking put their... No, man, go away. This should have happened sooner. Great. Now everyone else should do that. It's just the fear of Sweet Baby Inc. just most probably rebranding and re-changing the angle of which they're going to approach, but it's what it is.
Giant cancels several projects with Sweet Baby Inc. involvement. This massive bombshell comes from friends of the channel Gothic Therapy. This husband and wife duo are like the eyes that Sweet Baby Inc. just can't seem to pluck no matter how hard they try. They've been exposing and getting scoops on everything Stinky Baby related for a while now. Pretty much, Sony's cut Sweet Baby Inc. loose, scrapping multiple titles in the pipeline. Hopefully this means that the next God of War won't have any rainbow axes or Kratos going to a therapy session to talk about his toxic masculinity.
What the fuck? Is that what happened? Send me a message on Discord. And someone else did as well. What is this? I'll let you know. I'll tell you when I get off the stream. And is this another clip? No, it's the same one. It's the same one, father. Yo, Dennis, this is going to be that person with the fucking Discord. No, fucking hell. Hello there, streamer. Hello there, human. Bot.
This news isn't surprising to someone like me. After all, Concord's $400 million belly flop was the thing of legends. Sony lost a lot of money and credibility when they released that stinker of a game. Especially when you consider that Concord...
Oh, what a stinker of a game. And I didn't even play it because it's PlayStation exclusive. Sadly, I'm just on PC. I need to get PlayStation for GTA when GTA comes out. Jesus. Yeah, I'll send it to... I'll message you later. But, yeah, and they spent millions on it. Same as Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's bad.
Costed Sony more to make than something like either Last of Us games or even God of War 2018 and Ragnarok. Yet all the games I just said have sold somewhere in the 10 million plus range, which even for Sony, that's not enough it seems these days. After all, when you compare the pre-Sweet Baby Inc. version of God of War, which sold somewhere close to 20 million, to Ragnarok, which actually sold less than that, it's not really surprising because people don't want this blasphemy in their video games. And of course, then you have Spider-Man 2, which
Wow, it said, oh, wow, he had to do, he had to say that.
was also Sweet Baby
And
Alive,
called it blasphemy.
and barely scraped half its 2018 game sales in comparison. Sony's wallets are crying, and Sweet Baby's the fall guy.
But Miles Morales, I think it was decent from what I played. Again, I haven't played it all. But what? Yeah, Sweet Baby Inc. involved in that. Oh man, there was in. They done Alan Wake as well. They done bits there. It's like everywhere.
That's surprising considering where Sweet Baby's mission started, which is Quebec, Canada, by the way. Which makes me sad every time I remember that I'm Canadian, and that means this plague originated near me to any capacity. And yes, I apologize on behalf of Canadians, dear viewers. We're not all morons who think all your games should suck donkey balls, I assure you. However, that Park Place does bring up a story I didn't know about when it came to Kim Belair. That's the co-founder of Sweet Bing Bong Baby. So she was interviewed at some point in 2019 and brought up Mass Effect 2 of all games, and according to Park Place, Kim Belair was upset that players were able to change their Commander Shepard into whatever they wanted when they played that game. As in, you know, your skin color, being male or female, the whole shebang.
Why?
So her Commander Shepard, which she made, is a black female character, obviously, and when she first meets Jacob Taylor in Mass Effect 2, who's a black guy, in case you've never played the game, but Kim Belair then had this eureka moment of representation, according to her. Here's what she said during that speech in 2019. The general idea was, holy moly, representation is cool. But in my Mass Effect experience, this is almost an accidental form of representation because it's something that's a possibility.
What? These people are so fucking deluded. It's so weird. Why are you so weird like this? Why are you so weird like this? That is inclusion. That is. They're racist. I swear to God, they've got to be. They're racist. These people are racist.
It's not guaranteed for any player depending on the kind of character and the Commander Shepard you make. So I thought, wouldn't it be amazing if this wasn't an accident, but it was actually the intention of the game designers?
What's up? This bitch, bro. Kimberly needs to sort her existence out. It's sad. It's pitiful, man. It's pitiful.
So she had an accidental moment of two black characters meeting in a game and then thought that every single player out there, regardless of their skin color, gender, and anything else, would love to have the same sort of experience that she had. So this kind of explains South of Midnight, which came
this is the one I'm downloading now, so we'll have a look and see.
Recently, by the way. It's made by Compulsion Games. The actual Steam numbers for Midnight are, well, here, take a look for yourselves. Yeah,
it's
they're
terrible.
Not great, as you can see.
Fucking bad.
Not many people actually bought this game, which retails for $50 Canadian at release, although it is available on Game Pass. So I would wager the majority of people who I guess did end up playing this game probably just did there instead of buying it outright. And that game, as I
big facts. That's why them Steam DB ain't. It's only PC on PC and Steam, so yeah. Gotta understand that.
Reported way back, was originally meant to star a white, fair-skinned young woman. And the game was never meant to be in the Bayou Swamps or anything like that. Grum spoke to devs at Compulsion, this was almost a year ago, about this game. And he even got an actual character model comparison from devs there, as you can see here, where the original main character was very clearly a white woman with European features. And then on the right, that's the character that ended up being the final product, and as you can see with your very own eyes, they're completely different. But it's no surprise once Kim Belair joined Compulsion Games to help with the narrative.
You let Kim Belair in and Sweet Baby Inc., they come and they just do, they do racist stuff. They're claiming that they're not doing it. It's so mad.
Design of the game she pushed to completely change the game to fit her own agendas and ideals. Because the game was never meant to be what it ended up becoming, but she just forced it because she wanted everyone to have that same experience that she had when her black female Commander Shepard met Jacob in Mass Effect 2, because representation. It's always funny how people have an experience and then imagine that everyone wants exactly what they want, except that it's never really the case.
Nah, that's like a sick mindset. That's like, I don't know, there's a word for that surely, but that's a sick, like a fucked up mindset.
And it ain't even rumors at this point.
Like, and they're the sort of people that will get angry at you if you don't enjoy the same things that they enjoy. They're the sort of people that will get angry at you if you disagree with certain things these are not civil people. These are like unhinged, racist sort of people. I swear to God. That's what I've realized. The more I've sat and I've watched these sort of people, that's what they are. They're here to push your agenda and they don't even give a fuck. They're actually racist. They project, and what they say that you are or claim that you are is what they actually are.
Sony's pattern is clear. Even Square Enix,
Sad
for
fuckers,
example,
really.
they bailed on Sweet Baby Inc. last year after Forspoken died.
But as we say, they can do all of that. They can preach all that they want. They can shove all the agenda they want. Their games will fail because it's simple. They're not good games. It's just as good. It's just that. I've said it so many times. Whatever. It's just not good games. They will fail. So, boo-hoo, you know what I mean? Rip Bozo.
Sure, Forspoken was consulted by Black Girl Gamers, which, yeah, is also a real consulting firm. But Black Girl Gamers, Sweet Baby Inc., all of it is sort of the same kind of beast. And if you know the story surrounding Forspoken, Luminous Productions, which made that game, went from creating one of the highest selling Final Fantasies of all time with 15, and then released Forspoken that literally nobody bought and critics hated. It was a certified modern flop.
I don't even know if I've heard of Forspoken.
Of epic proportions, and then Luminous ended up closing shop, but since it's Japan...
Shut down our studio. Yeah, see, look, this is the result. This is what happens. Yeah, boo-hoo.
The devs didn't really lose their jobs, at least. They just kind of got folded back into Square Enix to join their various other teams at the company. And Forspoken, like South of Midnight, was based on a demo by Luminous called Agony's Philosophy, which you're seeing on screen right now. And it, just like Midnight, starred a character that was very obviously, as your eyes can see, not a black woman at all. And look, I'm not saying that games can't have black female leads or anything like that.
No, that's not the
point.
point.
The point stands that both of these games were made from concepts that were clearly one thing, and once these consultation groups got involved with the project, they became something else entirely. So it's no wonder to me anyways that now PlayStation's joining the club of kicking these consultant firms to the curb.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand how they've weaseled their way in. I don't get it. I don't know how they've fooled these companies into believing that they need these consultancy firms. No, the games were bad before. Like, what are you doing? Get back to making good quality games, not political or gender-fueled bullshit, like propaganda bullshit. Fuck that. No one wants that. Clearly, you can see. They've had a good run. No, it's been a terrible one, in fact. It's a terrible run. But, yeah, they had a chance. That's it. Let's go back to making good games now.
Because
I think everyone can agree.
Baby's flops are legendary. Suicide Squad bled $200 million. Spider-Man 2 launched with more agenda than a summer camp. And while Sweet Baby Inc. didn't work on it, Concord channeled that same sort of activism energy. And then it got shut down faster than a PSN out.
Like, why would you do this when there's Guardians of the Galaxy? It just seems like a shit version of that. What the fuck is that yellow bin? What is this piece of hideous shit over here? Unappealing. Fail.
You ask me, hiring Sweet Baby Inc. to work on your games now is just like inviting in the Grim Reaper to take you away at this point.
Everyone should
Even
know,
Insomniac,
man.
which, did Spider-Man 2. Which...
I mean, at this point, if you're hiring Sweet Baby Inc., good. You deserve to fail as you're gonna fail. As you inevitably will by employing Sweet Baby Inc. Like, you deserve it. You should know by now.
Which underperformed is also doing the Wolverine game. And I think this change has been a long time coming since back in October 2024, also from Park Place, Marvel's Wolverine's creative director no longer on project due to creative decisions around...
Oh no. Is this going to be their last hurrah? Due to creative decisions around the game.
So Brian Horton, who was the original director of this Wolverine game, he'd been working on it since 2021, and then, as we now know, leaves 3 years later, and then just ended up leaving Insomniac entirely. So now...
Damn! Yeah, when you do something like that, that's an integrity move. That's like, nah, I'm saving my integrity and I'm gonna walk away. There's some fuckery going on in the company.
there's a new creative and game director, which are people who have worked on Insomniac's other hits,
Probably by people he means they, them.
like Ratchet and Clank and more. So this just tells me that this change in direction and citing the creative differences behind the scenes are being changed are lining up rather perfectly with Sony. Again, according to Gothic Therapy, completely removing Sweet Baby Inc. from their company like they were leeches that got way too comfortable. Because look, whether that's
hopefully that's it. Maybe it's the other way around.
The Midnight Game is good or not, I'm not playing it. Don't ask me to do that, alright? I already suffered through Ascreed Shadows for the channel. That game is being clearly not supported by actual buyers of the game to a degree.
Oh no, man, this looks bad.
That would actually justify its years of development. And it's simple.
And it's like got a stop motion sort of art. It looks like it is. I think it is.
Well, guys, people don't want to support things that the Stinky Baby was a part of. And I mean, Spider-Man 2 even was allegedly supposed to have DLCs and story expansions, only none of that happened because, like I said, the game ended up selling 50% worse than the previous one did. You know it's bad because the guy who voices Peter Parker in those Insomniac games, his name is Yuri Lowenthal by the way, had to tell the internet that Peter won't be sidelined in the eventual third game despite the second game ending as if Peter was handing the mantle to Miles. Which fans, like your boy here, absolutely hated and was a big reason why Spider-Man 2 was so loathed by actual Spider-Man fans. Here's what Yuri said. He will be part of the next game and he won't be relegated to the couch, I promise. While I think that Peter would love to believe that he can just turn it off and not be Spider-Man anymore and live a completely normal life, I don't think that's what's going to happen now. Okay, going to
they've changed it. They said, backpedal.
Happen now. Oh, so it was in the cards before then. Well, I hope not. Because I don't know about you, but I want to play Spider-Man in my Spider-Man games. And Miles, at least if you ask me, is not Spider-Man, and I don't care how much people try to push him that he is.
No, he's just like a kind of sidekick, a Spider-Man sidekick. The original Spider-Man is and always will be Peter Parker. That's it. And if you're playing the game, people want to play as Peter Parker, man. Like, this whole changing this shit. Nah. Peter Parker, bro.
He isn't. Because if he was Spider-Man, then his own spin-off game wouldn't have had his full legal name displayed on the cover so fans knew who the game actually starred. But let's keep cackling at this train wreck. Sweet Baby Inc. thought they could walk into these studios with the exaggerated swagger of a black teen and just start reinventing how gaming has been done for years. We've got the vision, they thought, and ended up just leaving a trail of smoldering wrecks instead. The fact that Spider-Man 2 sidelined Peter Parker for Miles was clearly a Sweet Baby Inc. decision. Think about it. You got a white hero and a black hero. Who do you think Sweet Baby wants to lead the series? It also makes no sense narratively either. Because Miles has no villains of his own now in that franchise going forward. Mr. Negative's beef with him is done. The Prowler is retired. The villains are clearly going to be the Green Goblin and Dr. Octopus going forward, which are obviously two villains that are tied directly to Peter, and not Miles. So what's Miles' angle here? What's his new main villain? I don't know, maybe he can fight a white guy who's like a landlord. That's making people pay more for rent or something, or he can chase more robot dogs that are designed to kill people, and then give them as pets to old women that will definitely not result in that robot dog eating that poor old woman defenseless one day. That's a real mission, by the way, in Spider-Man 2, I'm not lying. You legit give a robot dog to an old lady. They
got a rainbow.
just have no angle here where Peter isn't the main character. And if it was up to Sweet Baby, Miles would just become Marvel Jesus and Peter would be sucking his toes like he's God. So
it's so true. I feel like that's so true.
So it's no wonder that Sweet Baby Inc. doesn't care how these games perform or how they're received.
No, it's as long as you get fed that agenda forcefully, you're going to eat this fucking agenda no matter what. Even if they don't care if the game fails, you're going to get the agenda. That's all they care about. That's how it seems.
They just pocketed the cash from these studios and then moonwalked themselves out of there. Maybe Sony's finally realizing that gamers don't want gender studies homework with their web slinging.
No one wants that in general.
Want chaos. They want stakes and great characters, not Spider-Man crying over his white male guilt. I could just imagine Sweet Baby Inc.'s pitch to Sony for the next God of War game. Kratos needs a feelings journal. Maybe he needs a vegan phase.
He joins a group of feminisms.
You know, to show people that he's changed, that he's turned a leaf. And I'm sure Sony America, which is situated in California, would hear that and start
I can see where Peter trains Miles for when he's too old. But while Peter's fit and healthy, he will always be Spider-Man. Yeah, Spider-Man. And Spider-Man's timeless. He's a superhero. He doesn't exist. They can make Spider-Man live forever if they wanted.
clapping like seals, thinking,
Peter Parker.
oh, it's so progressive. Look, Sweet Baby Inc. so detached, they would turn the Horizon series, if they could, into a co-op knitting simulator. They would instead have you crafting scarves instead of arrows. You ask me, Sweet Baby Inc.'s the DLC that nobody is asking for. And Sony's clearly not laughing. They're just done with this circus.
That's
and
good.
The cherry on top of all of this is that Sweet Baby Inc.'s Kim Belair once bragged about terrifying PR teams into deals with them.
Yeah, I remember this. I fucking remember this. I think we watched this. This particular shit that she was talking about here.
If you're a creative working in AAA, which I did for many, many years, put this stuff up to your higher-ups, and if they don't see the value in what you're asking for when you ask for consultants, when you ask for research, go have a coffee with your marketing team and just terrify them with the possibility of what's going to happen if they don't give you what you want.
You see the angle that these fuckers are working with. Nefarious, and they're here trying to fuck gaming up. They don't even like gaming, these people.
Well, Kim, yes.
I'm convinced, like I've said before, they saw us having fun over here in the gaming industry. They got jealous and they come just to fuck it up. They don't even like gaming.
Scared Sony, all right. Straight into firing you all from ever working there again, so good job on that one. And PlayStation's not here for your fanfic rewrites. Kratos doesn't need a hug. He needs skulls to crack and spines to twist.
The god of war. He's the god of war. The god of war. Fuck.
And look, even if these projects that Sweet Baby Inc. was allegedly a part of at Sony cost them some millions to turn around, the point is that the alternative would have been hundreds of millions of dollars in losses and damages to their brands instead. So it's worth this change to happen if it means that we can get back on track and back into business. So why is this a game changer? Sony's not just dodging a bullet, fellas, here. They're dodging a literal nuke. Because Sweet Baby's a vampire. They're just draining games with their representation fetish. Every game that they've touched has been objectively worse because of their involvement. And fellas, It brings me so much joy to hear that Sony of all places could be sending the stinky baby in a rocket towards the sun to atomize it into nothingness. It really does. And
yeah, they'll, fuck's sake. Let's hope they don't rebrand, come back and attach somehow. Like some cancerous fucking spore.
I mean, can you blame Sony when your flagship titles aren't making nearly the same amount of money as they used to?
Yeah, they got to be sitting there in the boardroom going, I wonder why. So before this consultancy firm joined us, we were doing good. The consultancy firm joined us, and we're doing worse. I wonder what it could be. You know, it took them fucking years scratching their head. It's the consultancy firm. One guy's been screaming it in the corner for fucking years. It's the consultancy firm, guys. Shut up, Stephen. Make us a coffee, you fucker. It's the consultancy firm. Them woke fuckers. He's been saying it. I was the consultancy firm. You was right, Stephen. You get 1p raise. Fuckers.
Then you look over and you see stuff like Black Myth.
You get a 1p raise and a 5p bonus, which we're going to tax 50% of. Hard life, man.
Wukong just saying, you know what, screw your consultants, and then they just end up selling 20 million.
Kratos needs to be bathed in blood. Yeah, not sitting down with a journal talking about his toxic masculinity. Planting flowers and cultivating, hedges. No. War, he's the god of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's the god of war. And war's a nasty business. War's like life and death. You're dying. Death, mostly. Death. And, like, imagine that. Death, yeah? So, what's war? We'll have to, like, break it down. What is war? War is death, yeah? Break it down to its soul. The soul of war is death. All right, so death, all right? So this guy that we're talking about, he's the god of that. Do you know what I'm saying? The guy does not need a journal. Had the man ignore. Yeah, she clearly had the man ignore her for a game show. She's trying to tank every game, so she gets all the attention again. Facts. So yeah, someone done her wrong by gaming. He said, "Yeah, I'm gonna meet you at Cheesecake Factory at 8 o'clock. I promise you, baby." She's there at 8 o'clock. FaceTimed him. He's there fucking playing 2K with the boys online. He said, "Shut up, bitch. I'll be there in 5 minutes. I'm just dunking. I'm dunking on these hoes." Beep, beep, beep. She said, dun dun na na na, dun dun na na na, dun dun na na na. You know, images of burning companies, Sony on fire, fucking no, like news headlines, gaming has stopped. People on the streets burning their consoles. Dun, dun, na, na, na. Yeah, true. You're right.
Million plus copies. That's Elden Ring level, by the way. And then Black Myth Wukong becomes an
amazing
overnight legend, and that unifies and pushes China's whole game industry into overdrive.
Yeah,
and Sony's looking at those sorts of massive success stories that rejected consultants and realizing that gamers want escapism, not lectures on privilege.
No, that's, and I've fucking said this before many fucking times. When we play games, yeah, we're looking to escape from this reality. Anytime someone gets entertained in any form, be it music, movies, whatever, is to escape the reality that they are in. It's a break from the reality that they're in. A reprieve, if you will. I shall take a seat and enjoy myself for a moment, love. The world can wait. And there you shall be entertained. You don't want to then sit down, do that, and then it's the world again. Propaganda. I'm going to hit you with propaganda. What is the woman? I don't know what the woman, so I am non-binary. No one wants to be fucking dealing with that in a game. You do that, it's the Mourinho fucking meme. Just take the headphones off. But to the point you start seeing blue hair, you're like, that's it, uninstall.
Because let's be real, you could only have so many Concord level flops.
I'm literally running away from that natter to play games, to escape from you, is what it is.
Before you end up becoming the next Ubisoft, pretty much.
Yeah,
and here's the swift
fat
kicker to the side of the head. Sweet Baby's still whining like they're the good guys. Kim Belair's probably still trying to spin a sob story to some studio, like Sony stabbed us in the back. Nah, Kim, you stabbed gaming with your sanctimonious nonsense. Look,
yeah, and you even said that you know, terrify the gaming industry into getting your demands, to get in your ways, to push your narrative. You said it with your own mouth. Condemned. You have condemned yourself. Unfortunately, it's been condemnation by your own hand. Huh? The worst kind.
Studios are going broke. Fans are bored of this, and Sony's done playing martyr. I truly hope this means that PlayStation is now back in the fight. And it isn't just a gesture, but it's instead a middle finger to every suit who forgot that games are for players and not their egos.
Yeah.
Sony's betting on delivering the goods again, hopefully, and maybe Kratos might actually kill something next time without crying about it. So what's Sony got up its sleeve now? According to the internet, they're pivoting hard. Single-player bangers, no more live service flops.
Let's
God
go.
of War without the touchy-feely crap? Yeah, give me more of that, please.
More bloody. God of War stuff. Fighting, you know, giants and shit like in God of War 3 and all of that. The old school way. I don't even mind having like button moments. Remember when it was button moments? Press triangle. Press R1. Hold X. Press triangle. Circle. Oh, what? And you're watching a sick graphic, yeah? He's fucking beheading a giant and shit. I don't mind. More blood.
And it's no surprise this stuff is happening, as this happened just a bit back. This is from Eurogamer. Sony cancels 2 more live service games, including one based on God of War. A God of War live service game. What were they cooking over there?
What were they doing? What were they planning? I guarantee you it would have been like a builder, where Kratos goes around, gets lumber, builds a hut, cultivates flowers, cultivating flowers, looking after sheeps. Ah, baby sheep, that one. I'll be weeping as I'm playing that. If no one even play it, I'll witness it. Witnessing someone else play it, a review. I'll start crying. No, Kratos, what has happened? What? What? Did you give up? What happened? No, not daisies. We don't care about daisies.
I wonder. I can already see the reveal trailer. It's a group of randomly very diverse and ugly people with a black lesbian leading the others into battle to fight Greek and Norse monsters.
I mean, he's not wrong, probably. He's not ridiculous. Most probably, but it's most probably a Karen, ultimately. That's what I've figured out. Yeah. It'll filter to a Karen. Definitely.
And then out of nowhere, an Asian woman with a unibrow and a septum piercing swings in from the left with her own blades of chaos somehow. Then the camera pans up and we see the villain, it's a white guy of course, and then a shot of the vendors of the game shows. And all the vendors are incredibly diverse, and then it shows Kratos for like 5 seconds to remind you this is somehow God of War related. And then the subtitle of the game probably gets said by Kratos like God of War Bloodbath or something like that. Yeah, no thanks, I'm good. I'm glad it's canceled. There's not enough players, if you ask me, to keep all of these live service offerings going. And I'd rather Sony just focus on delivering quality, agenda-free single-player offerings than tying one of their talented studios to the live service slop cycle of development.
This is what everyone wants, I think, man. Give us that. Like, if Mama wants to... This is Crazy Lady. She says, if Mama wants to play games, I'll join. And if I don't want to join or can't join, then I'm next to him reading or cooking, cheering him on like, yes. That's it, yeah. While he's bloodbathing in enemies, dinner's going to be ready in 15. That's right, exactly. That's it. What's the problem? I don't get this whole the agenda of people like Kim Belair playing a game, being clearly entertained by a game, but then going, oh man, he should be black. Oh, he should be black, or oh, he should be gay. There should be more gays. Like, this is a sign of a person who's unhinged and is not happy with themselves. Ultimately, that's what I think. They're not happy with themselves, so they need to see a reflection of themselves in every facet of society. So they do that. They fight for that. They fight to put their self in everywhere. Because they're like I can't think of the word, man. They're not confident. Yeah, they lack self-confidence. Yeah. They lack self-confidence and they don't know their true self. So this is why they're so lost and they demand the world to bend to their point of view. It's actually sadness. But it's all right, man. We went through it. We done it. We realized it's not good. So we wash our hands with it and move on.
That is plaguing modern games. Just give us blood in action, Sony, not bonding and white guilt seminars in our games, for God's sakes. Because chasing these woke trends is a loser's game. Sweet Baby's exit from Sony hopefully means that Kratos is going to be smashing gods again. And I mean that both in terms of fights and many games too, if you know what I mean. And I look at upcoming remasters like Days Gone as a good example of where Sony might be heading. They know that Days Gone sold absurdly well for how...
That was a good game. I kind of slept on Days Gone, you know. I didn't finish it. I didn't give it the time. I played it. It was a good game. But at that time, probably there was loads of others that I was playing. It's a good game, man.
How much it cost them. And these remasters only exist for really 2 reasons. One is that remasters are used to generate revenue to then use that revenue to make the sequel game. The other big reason for a remaster is also simple. It's to gauge whether there's interest in more content being made in that franchise in the future as well. So this is why I tell people, if you want a Days Gone 2 and you want to return to that based gaming era that Sony used to be in, you should probably support Days Gone Remaster. Because like I always say, you gotta vote with your wallet for the things you want to keep seeing and keep it closed to things you want to see less of.
That's exactly the only way. That's the only way, ladies and gentlemen. Don't buy slop just because it's, you know, fucking advertised well or whatever. Don't bother with that. Save your money. Save your money. You'll be way better off if you just save your fucking money.
Because remember that Sweet Baby still
You'll be able to watch reviews. You'll know let it go down when it's like a £2, £3 sale on Steam or whatever. Snap it up then if you're still curious. But yeah, you watch your trusted reviewers. They'll tell you the gist of it. You'll know. You'll go, nah.
lurking, because Master of the TDS, who's half of Gothic Therapy, also revealed in his expose with his wife that Sweet Baby Inc. still has like 30 games in the works at least. And I think we can all probably guess that whatever these 30 games end up becoming, more than half of them are going to be absolute flops when they release too, because why would you...
100%. And like Scary says here, there are games like that though, and people that enjoy them. Stop fucking with games that don't have that agenda. Exactly. That's another thing I've been saying, Scary. I swear to God, is that they're not brave enough to do their own stories. Cool, you have that angle. That could be dope. If you're a wicked and a dope writer and a good creator, if you're actually a good creator and not been put in that position because of your skin color or because of your sexual identity or whatever the fuck it might be, if you are put in that position because of your skill, I think you could write an amazing story if you're actually a good creative. You could write a wicked transgender story. I think that could grip the people. That would grip the nation. Of course you could. Of course you could. People, the thing is, people that want to be entertained want to be entertained. It's literally said, it says it in the name. Just entertain me. You know what I mean? It doesn't, I'm not going to go and watch a movie, yeah, and I'm going to be like, oh, the main guy better be white, or the main guy better be black. You know, I'm not going there with hopes, oh, there better be gays in there, or they better have these, they better represent me in there. No! I'm going in there just to be entertained. I'm bushy-tailed. Entertain me, motherfucker. Here I am. Money's on the table. Let's go. Blow me away. And they start the movie. That's it. And especially I'm not thinking about the people behind the scenes, the directors. I'm not wondering if they're black or white or what their sexual identity is. I think that's what a racist psycho does. Yeah. If you're sitting there wondering, oh, was it a white guy that programmed the game? I wonder if the editor of this video was a white guy. If it is, this person's not representing diversity enough. No, that's racist. That, in fact, is racist. This is the issue, and it's apparent. And then, okay, we gave in. We said, okay, cool. They went into the offices, these racist people. They went in and said, there's too many white people in here. Let's diversify it. Well, that's ridiculous, but okay. People left. People with the skill and the passion, mind you, and the education, they left. And these people got put in. And these are the games that come out. Cool, you had a good run. We know it's not good. Wash the hands and let's keep it moving. And write a good story. Be brave and write your own story. Make your own story. Make your own lane. Make your own lane. Pop in there, make your own lane. Do a wicked story. People sign up. People don't care about all that shit that they care about, apparently. We don't care about skin color. We don't care about what sexual orientation is. We simply care about if it's fun, if it's entertaining, if it moves me, if the story's great. There's these things. And that's it, ran over.
Want to support this kind of drivel. If we allowed this to fester, literally every game on the Western Front at the very least would be infected from the top down by things 100%. Like this. Because if a Days Gone sequel happened with Sweet Baby Inc. attached somehow, Deacon St. John would get killed in the opening by a Chinese lady with a massive vibrator. And then some random Indian woman named Michael would become the main character all of a sudden. And if Sweet Baby was still a part of like
an Indian woman named Michael, I've never experienced that in my existence.
Insomniac, Spider-Man 3 would unironically somehow have a playable ghost spider. That's the spider they them who webs their wheelchair to their back when they swing around fighting crime. And that's real, by the way. That's an actual character that exists, but we'll know if we're on the right track if Sony drops a trailer with zero preaching for their core franchises. If whenever the next God of War gets revealed and it just shows Kratos tearing through dudes like he's at a Black Friday sale, maybe we're back in business. And if you ask me, SBI has had...
Yeah, I don't know. What they got to do? They got to do something fucking outrageous to have us even look over there and go, oh, all right, I'll consider that. Because they've broke our heart too many times, man. That's the simple truth of it. You've got a great franchise that we now don't trust. Dragon Age, we go, no. Move away from... Get off me, don't touch me. Many of them that they've infected now that we watch with a barge pole and binoculars. Go, I'll watch that from afar. when it used to be a beloved IP. It's very sad, actually. But it is what it is. And from it, other great games is being spawned. And from the East, China and all of that, they're making spectacular games over there. I don't think DEI has reached them yet. They haven't been infected with DEI yet. So, in fact, they might have the right mask or whatever. DEI mask, protection, whatever. Protecting them. But, yeah, from what's going on over there in China, where they're bringing out of their studios over there, fucking chef's kiss.
The reverse Midas touch. Instead of turning everything to gold, they just turn everything into poopy gray slop whenever they're involved. Sony's got to nail this going forward. Put fun first and throw away the preaching altogether. But if you ask me, this sounds like it could be a turning point. This isn't just Sony's win. It's a win for gamers. They can't reasonably afford these $100 million slop simulators anymore because they're a company that needs to make money. And it's no wonder why the majority of their ports to PC recently aren't doing well because people don't want to support stuff that the baby is attached to. If you ask me, the turning point for all of this, besides Gamergate, was Black Myth Wukong because they proved it. 20 million plus sales, dude. Zero.
And that's from China, that is.
Preaching. Sony's move might force a reckoning.
IGN gave it an 8 out of 10, and I always talk about it. Yeah, say that I'm a broken record. I don't care. They gave it 8 out of 10. It didn't win Game of the Year. I don't know if it was IGN or Kotaku. One of them shit companies, they said there's no women in there. Or no, not enough represent. They didn't beat Tiger Vanguard. Clearly didn't go. They didn't progress and see the women in there. I'm currently stuck on a woman. Yeah, I hate IGN. Basically, that's what this is about.
Make games, not manifestos going forward. Because players are done with the guilt trips, and these companies just can't keep supporting this. And the ripple effect from this move could be absolutely crazy because publishers industry-wide might panic and they will say no more consultants, like they're the Scarlet Witch or something. And if Sony's showing spine with moves like this, maybe others might grow one too. And to those 30 or so projects that Sweet Baby is a part of still, my opinion is if you're working on one of those games and you're watching this, probably a good idea to gut whatever slop they put in your games. Because even if you remove Sweet Baby from your credits or try your best to hide that you worked with them, the proof is going to be in your story, your characters, the gameplay.
Yeah, you can do whatever you want. This is the thing with these people. They can do whatever they want to try to hide the fact that the simple thing is when people play the game, they know. It's just it. You know when there's a pile of shit in the room. It fucking stinks. First you smell it. Go. The fuck's that? The more you play, the more you realise that there's some sort of fucking stench here. And then you discover it, you go, fuck, well, there's a pile of shit, there is. Uninstall.
All of it. Because players can tell when they're being talked down to, and no amount of makeup is going to convince people that a pig is not a pig, if you ask me. Yeah. And then if players find out that you lied to them about concealing that the baby worked on your game, oh boy, you're cooked. And whatever backlash you were gonna...
That's it. Trust is gone. You've thrown everything away. Everything's gone in the bin. Scary says, like God of War was mythology, with mythology in it. If you want those agendas, you could look into mythology and other sources to help you with your story to make an awesome game. But because these things are already good, they are like, it needs to have this when it doesn't. Yeah, that's all it is. Is like, and as well, like jumping on something that's already great and pumping in their little fucking shit. Which, probably the companies, when they were hiring them, they thought, it's not going to be, it's no harm, bring them on. And they didn't realize that what they were pumping them with was like lethal fucking poison, which ruined games, which they spent money on. And essentially, these companies, they care about one thing, and that's money. It's money. That's it. That's all they fucking care about. And I mean, surely their memory is being jogged, and they're going, oh yeah, we can make money if we make a good game, because people love a good game. And a good game plus people loving it equals money. Like loads of money. And the long-term money as well. Great single-player game could sell for years. Like Surely they're remembering this. Surely. I mean, we can hope, but surely they can remember this. We can remind you. Hey, wake up, fucker. Remember this?
Interface is going to be amplified by 1,000 in response. Because the last thing that customers enjoy is being lied to. But when it comes to Sweet Baby Inc., I just don't think supporting anything they make is a morally good idea. And if these rumors are...
Stand with your integrity. Don't go against yourself. Don't forsake yourself, as I was saying yesterday. Don't forsake yourself. No. Stand with your integrity. If you see something that disagrees with you, do not sponsor it. Simple. They said to me, Avowed is not a game for me. Don't buy it. I said, okay. They're crying now because of the sales. You said I don't want to buy it. Good I didn't buy it. It's terrible. Played 2 hours.
Be believed it's in Sony's and
the combat was decent, I can't lie.
The wider industry's best interest to completely gut this nonsense going forward. Make your games fun, make them work at release so they don't crash all the time, make your stories interesting, and stop pandering and adding stuff because you need to hit quotas.
You don't need to do that.
The wool is off everyone's eyes now. You can't hide this stuff anymore, and if any game company or studio is trying to ruin some franchise with political nonsense in the future, you can bet that I will be there to call it out, because no matter how much flack or negative comments I get from places telling me to end myself for standing up to the gamers, which is daily at this point, I still won't.
Also, I've started noticing in comments as well, on my YouTube videos. I'm loving it, honestly. I'm like, oh, I see.
Stop. I care too much about video games, and this medium deserves all the respect that it deserves. So always ask questions and listen to that pattern recognition in your brain. If you notice something, look into it, call it out, and go deep. The world will be a better place as long as evil is...
Honesty is the first step, I'm promising you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm fucking telling you. Honesty is the first step. Be honest with yourself.
Uprooted in any chance that we can get. But what do you think about all of this? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe. Thank you for watching. And here's hoping that PlayStation finally has truly severed ties with the stinky, putrid, god-awful baby once and for all.
Brilliant video by Andy. I've never seen any of his videos. We'll give him a sub and a like. I'll pin it when the time is there. Wicked. Great video. On point. He said some mad shit though. I like it though. It's great.